It's Friday, you know what that means. It's Fast Car TV, and this week I welcome back my friend and my foe. It's Elliott from Performance VW magazine. So, because we've got Elliott here from Performance VW, we're going to do something a little bit different than Feature Car of the Month. I'm going to ask Elliott, 20 years into the job, what is your favourite feature car of all time? I get asked this and it goes, I've got too many, but...
Not a difficult question at all.
Really?
I'm glad you gave me a bit of time to research. It's difficult. There have been some crazy cars over the years, but it's not always the crazy ones that sort of stick in your mind. I think the first one for me, back in August '97, little Mark 116 valve, belonged to a guy called Jason Bennett. You look at the car, it looks really simple. It looks just like it's lowered on BBS RS, but it's only when you start delving a little bit deeper, you realise how much has been changed. Like, de-trimmed it, all the arch trim's been removed, the door handles, the door mirrors, have been moved forwards, tilt and slide sunroof put in, smooth tailgate. There's so many little touches. You know, the car would have had to been repainted, single wiper, but the second wiper hole would have, it's been welded over and filled and everything done properly on it.
So proper VW modifying ethos.
Yeah, and that's kind of definitive Euro look, sort of a bright colour, sort of some Recaro buckets, little roll cage in the back, removed back seats. It's just a simple car visually, but more going on than meets the eye. So it's that smart stuff that sort of got me into the scene in the first place. Second car, another one from back in the late 90s, Marco Hager's Mark 1, a pretty iconic car. The car still exists today. It was sold, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, came over to the UK, then it went back to Europe. It's now in Holland, I think, being rebuilt. There was nothing like this back in the day. It was ahead of its game. Smooth bay, but the underside was detailed as well. Like, wow. It was just, I think the opening shot was a shot of the underside of the car. Absolutely bonkers, and loads of carbon detailing as well, which, back in 1999, to be doing the custom carbon stuff, it was just really trick stuff. So another bonkers car. Then the third car, a little bit left wing for the magazine, air-cooled, Type 2 Detectives, Brasilia. So
I remember when that car came out.
Yeah, again, we got wind of it being built, spoke to Paul at Type 2 Detectives, loved the look of the car, can we get a feature on it, can we get exclusive? And we ended up getting the car over before Volkswagen, which was like awesome. And the car's just absolutely mint, absolutely immaculate. It just sat so well, so simple, but so rare as well. I think the fact the car was so rare, people didn't even know what it was. We invited the guys along to Edition 38 that year, and they brought the car along, put it on our stand, and I thought, the guys from E38, they're a bit funny about non-water-cooled cars. It ended up winning Car of Show as well, which is like bonkers. Favourite car
of all time?
Of all time? It's a difficult one, really difficult. But the car that sticks out in my mind was the Dolbach Racing Mark IV Golf.
Legend of a car, that.
Yeah, absolutely legendary. I mean, he ended up touring the world, going up to California, Japan and stuff. 900 horsepower. I think it was more than that in the end. Yeah. Inline, 5-cylinder, 20 valve engine. Apparently a turbo from an R8R Le Mans car, titanium turbo and stuff. I think Hans Dolbach used to work at Audi Sport, so I think he still had quite a lot of contacts there. But yeah, we got a tip off just by email, and this was before the internet had even really taken off. Just a tip off about it. Contacted them, and we ended up getting a world exclusive again, which was like, so on a plane, fly out to Sweden. I remember going out with the guys the night before as well.
What's funny about that is you say it's your favourite car of all time, or feature car of all time. Kind of ties into quite a recent issue.
Last month. So the May issue, JP Performance out in Germany, they were actually inspired by, say, almost 20 years apart, inspired by the Dolbach car. I built this Mark 7 Golf. I think it's based on a sort of a base model car. But yeah, running an inline engine again, this time like an R32 with a huge turbo on it. But they've also incorporated an E-turbo from a Audi Q7. So it effectively spools up early on and gets rid of the turbo lag from the big turbo. And you can see the influences like the wide arches, the inline engine, even like the dirty side exit exhaust. It's all there. But to think that 20 years on, and that's what I like about the scene. People don't forget the classic cars and that issue.
Yeah, it's still available in the Kelsey shop if you want to by back issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Cool.
Well, that's Elliott's
Top
four feature cars of all time.
Yeah, sort of.
So this is the time of the week that we discuss what cars to buy. And we had Elliott along, well, twice. This is your third appearance now.
Yeah.
First time we said £2,000 bracket in VW, then we went 5k bracket in VW. This week,
10 large, isn't it?
10 large.
Yeah.
So you take it away. You've got 10 large in your bank. You want a VW project car.
Yeah.
What are you going to buy?
I've always had an inkling for an Audi S4, a van, the V8 one. Not the fastest car in the world, but they're just well built. Put a Miltech on it, something like that, decent exhaust, and they sound like a NASCAR. Just practical. But when the clutches go on them, it can cost you a small fortune. You know, they're Audis, so parts aren't always cheap. That was in the running, but I think the prices have dropped like a couple of grand recently. Passat R36. I think you mentioned this a little while ago, didn't you?
I did when we were talking about estate cars. I'd probably go for a Passat R36.
That's a cool car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
And I was like, where did that come from? How does he even remember those cars?
Car guys, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. And I remember we had one on test when they first came out. One of the biscuit blue, and it was awesome, absolutely awesome car. Sometimes DSG can be a bit lazy in some cars. I think the turbo cars, it can sometimes be a bit lazy, but with the naturally aspirated, it works so well with that engine. It's just a weapon, understated. But in the blue, it still looks. I think I'd have to have a blue one. It'd have to be an estate.
Yeah, they've got a gorgeous interior on them as well.
Seats, like the really nice bolsters on them.
Yeah, and all the ribs.
Yeah, they'll hold the price. 10 grand. I can't see them going much lower than that. What about you? 10 grand.
10 grand large. So I'd probably go for a really nice Scirocco TSI GT. I've always liked the Scirocco shape.
Yeah.
When they rebrought it out, and we've got a car that goes 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds.
Yeah. I had a TDI for a company car for a while. Yeah, it's quite a good all-round car, and they've aged well as well, haven't they?
I don't mind Golfs, I like them, but I just prefer a Scirocco.
Something a bit different. Yeah. Again, if you've got kids, Passat R36. If you haven't,
you can see a trend.
A bit of a trend going on. Yeah, it's funny.
Mind you, I'll probably go for the Passat as well. Welcome to Product of the Week. So professional ceramic coatings, they're brilliant, but they can cost you £500, £1,000, and not all of us have got that kind of money just to chuck at our normal cars. And the other flip side of it, they're notoriously hard to apply, and if you get it wrong, you're in all kinds of trouble. So what's the solution? Well, these boys at Meguiar's have come up with these hybrid ceramic waxes and detailers and all kinds of fun stuff. The hybrid bit basically means it's blended. So yeah, you're not going to get 3 to 4 years protection, but you're also not going to get. It's not going to be ridiculously hard to apply. In fact, they're ridiculously easy to apply. I'm going to concentrate today on this one. That's a great product, and that's a great product, but we'll come back to them in another week. So what we've got here is Meguiar's hybrid ceramic liquid wax. Now it's applied like a normal wax, just a little bit on the whole car, buff it on, buff it off, and it's going to give you 7 to 8 months protection, which is ridiculous really. It costs 28 quid. You think, oh, that's quite a lot, but it's not, is it? If you think 7 to 8 months protection on each coating, that's going to last you years. And I've used it a couple of times now on a couple of different cars, and yeah, the protection level is unrivaled. So there you go. If you can't afford a proper 500 quid professional applied ceramic coating, why not try this stuff? For all us home enthusiasts really, you're not going to muck your paint up, and it's going to do a great job. So here we are for 2 Minute Tech. Hopefully I can keep it within 2 minutes. And this week, going to talk about something really quite controversial. It's got a bit of a stigma attached to it, and it's just the word stance. Now, funny enough, every car has stance. A race car's got stance. SUV's got stance. It's just a word that means the way you're standing. So, but in our scene, stance means a car with nice fitment, a low car, and there's different parts of it made up. So you've got the camber, so it's the way the wheels sit in the arches. And you want negative camber, and it was basically brought in because people started running too wider wheels really for their car, so they had to bring it in to get them to tuck outside. So
I think it was like maybe the VIP movement and all that. Yeah. That was the first time I'd witnessed crazy stance, crazy camber.
Crazy camber. And like camber, really, it's there to help cars corner. So like a race car is always going to have a bit of negative camber, and it's there to help cornering. And even like on an Indy car, when you're racing on an oval circuit, you've got negative and positive camber, so it helps the car actually go around the bend. and they actually have to hold them straight on the straights. And then you've got poke in our world, haven't you? Poke and tuck.
Poke's not as trendy as it used to be.
No.
It used to be quite, the thing, but now it's all about tuck.
Yeah.
Getting the wheels inside the arches.
Yeah, and what poke is just basically having so if you've got your arch there, and you're going to have your wheel just poking out slightly.
For me, the way a car sits is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Any car can look good on the ground, and people have always said, "Oh, well, it won't handle very well." And again, it's like everything. If you buy the right parts, race cars are low for a reason, but then race cars are used on a smooth surface rather than the public roads around here, which aren't always great. So that's where your air ride comes in. I think in this day and age, low cars, the easy route is air ride.
Yeah.
I think KW, Bilstein, they all do an ultra low sort of range, don't they? Coilovers that are designed to run super low, but still offer optimum performance.
Yeah.
Maybe the future is coilovers like that, but with a front lift just to get over speed bump.
And then you've got tuck, which you just said, and it's where the wheel actually tucks inside the arch. Well, mainly, you can do on static, but that helps on air ride cars when you see them sitting on the floor.
The important thing is, run your car low, people, spend a fortune on their suspension, whack it on the car, just go out and drive it. Get it set up properly.
Oh,
it's worth spending the money. Alignment,
massive.
Getting your geometry right.
Yeah.
It'll save your tyres in the long run and stuff, and so that's important.
It's very true. Like, if you're going to fit coilovers, make sure you get your car aligned.
You can even do it on air ride. If you've got your riding height, you set it up on your right. You set your camera up to your riding height.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. So.
Some people don't like the tuners don't like it when you talk about stance cars, but at the end of the day, there's still a massive amount of science to get a wheel to sit perfectly flush with the right tyre and everything. Is a skill in itself. So I don't necessarily run a stance car, but I respect it.
So much information out
Science
there now.
and maths.
Yeah.
Where, going back to tyre sizes, offsets.
I failed both at school.
So that wasn't 2 Minute Tech. Anyway, thanks again for your input today, El.
Thanks for having me.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Chatting.
I like being your number one.
Always my number one. But that brings us to the end of another Fast Car TV. Hope you enjoyed it. So, see you next week.